So no.
It was good. I hope we made it.
Thank you very much, Leanne. A very good morning to our viewers. Once again, you are right. We are still at the Sandton Convention Centre here at the Buy Local Summit here, organized by Proudly South Africa. With me here is the Deputy President of the country, Deputy President CYRIL RAMAPHOSA. Will also be chatting to the Minister of Small Businesses, Lindiwe Zulu, as well as the Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Rob Davis. A very good morning to you, and thank you very much for having taken your time out to chat to us this morning, Deputy President. Now, let's start with the summit. How significant is the summit for South Africa as a whole in terms of emerging businesses?
Well, this is a very important summit. It's a platform that brings together a number of key role players in the business sector, but more importantly, to get them to focus on how we can help to grow our economy and create jobs through buying locally made goods. So here we want to promote the notion and the idea and raise the level of consciousness of South Africans that they should buy local. There are many, many businesses that are creating goods here in South Africa. We need to support them and help them to use that as a springboard to be able to showcase their goods internationally. So this has two purposes: for local proliferation of goods that are made here, as well as for showcasing goods that are made in South Africa for the export market.
Now, Deputy President, the issue of skills development, do we have the necessary skills to compete with the developed countries and the developing markets as well?
Skills is a challenge for us here in South Africa, largely because of our past, because the past misrulers of our country ensured that the majority of our people do not get skills that are well tuned or attuned to modern economies where they can make really good goods and provide good services. But the government has started a process, and it is deepening the process of skilling South Africans. Yesterday we were at another summit, which is the Human Resource Development Council Summit, where we were talking about skills and proliferating skills, and that is why we are focusing on establishing colleges where artisans will be trained and where many other professionals will also be trained. So we are reskilling our country and making sure that we have a skill base that can produce goods that will compete well in the modern economy.
Now, Proudly South Africa, I see the CEO is here once again. We spoke to him earlier on. Now, they're saying that government, as well as the private sector, including ordinary people as consumers, they should buy locally produced products. Is government doing that?
Well, government is doing that in the main. Government is the biggest procurer of goods and services in our economy. So they are doing that in the main, but we want to refocus more and more on ensuring that we buy locally made goods. And we want to raise the level of consciousness of everyone, of the private sector, as well as of government and various other institutions. It is only when we raise that level of consciousness that people become more and more aware that we should be proudly South African and buy goods that are made here, that we will be able to inject life and growth into our economy as well. So government is at the forefront of this and will continue to be at the forefront of this.
Okay, let me just bring Minister of Small Businesses here, Minister Lindiwe Zulu. Minister, would you say that you're happy since the establishment of your department particularly? Do you see light at the end of tunnel in terms of businesses develop, especially small businesses?
Yes, absolutely. We are very happy as a department because the fact that government decided to have a department that was going to be focused on small and medium enterprises was a recognition of the importance of small and medium enterprises. And the 2 years that we've been in office, and thanks to partners like Proudly South Africa, that were able to be here, and this opportunity that's being presented here is being presented for small and medium enterprises. People are showcasing what they're capable of producing, and we have to go into partnership not only with Proudly South Africa, but a whole range of other organizations and businesses that can be able to support small and medium enterprises. We have the Minister of Trade and Industry here, we continue to work together. And so as a department, we're raising the awareness from local to provincial to national structures of the importance of small and medium enterprises and how small businesses can also contribute towards the economy, but also contribute towards removing poverty and unemployment in particular. So we're very happy, we're very energetic. We know that there are many out there who are still complaining that we have not been able to reach them. We will reach them. We will reach as much as we possibly can. But the message that I'd like to pass in the 2 years that I've been in office, there's also a tendency where people think that the department is supposed to do business for business. We're not about that. We are about creating a conducive environment for businesses to be able to build their businesses or start their businesses. And we're working together with the private sector to do so.
Well, let me just bring the Minister of Trade and Industry. I was doing a walkabout just a few minutes ago and I see a lot of potential. There is, a lot of potential, like I'm saying, in South Africa. Let's talk about the issue of trade with the developing countries. I was running the question via the Deputy President. The possibility of trade with the developed markets.
Well, our biggest trade partners for value-added products are here on this continent, the African continent. And we think the biggest growth opportunities lie here. And that's why we are working energetically on the broadening of regional integration with a developmental focus, the infrastructure, the cooperation to promote industrial development, as well as the establishment of free trade areas across large swathes of the continent and eventually culminating in the continental FTA. That's what it's all about. But here I think what we're celebrating is the capacity that we have in South Africa to produce a number of products locally. And we have already, as government, we have awarded tenders with a total value of about 54 billion rand, with one or other local production requirement attached to them through designations or through the competitive supply development programs of Eskom and Transnet. And that has stimulated local opportunities which would otherwise have gone into importers of finished goods. So, for example, buses, as late as 2010, all the buses that were used in the FIFA World Cup were fully imported. Now all the bus rapid transit system buses are all having their bus bodies manufactured here in South Africa.
Well, I'm afraid that's where we're going to have to leave it there. But thank you very much to the Deputy President. Thank you to Minister Zolo as well as the Minister of Trade and Industry, Rob Davis. Well, Leanne, that's basically what we had for our viewers at home here today at this Buy Local Summit organized by Proudly South Africa, live from the Sandton Convention Center. Well, you're going to have to excuse that on that. There are people walking by here, the Deputy President Entourage. But yeah, that's all we had for you this morning, live from the Sandton Convention Center. It's back to you, Leanne, in studio.
Palesa, thank you very, very much for that. And it's good to hear from the ministers and the Deputy President as well, talking local. Well, we're still talking local here in studio as well. And I've still got Celeste Jager.